So in this lesson, we're going to be working with writing the equation of a circle, right? So for this, uh, to write the equation of the circle, we just need the center of the circle and we need the measure of the radius, right? So it's x minus h, so it's the opposite of h, the opposite of the x value of the center, and k, so the opposite minus k right here, so it's the opposite of the y value of the center, right? And r squared. Let's see the example. So this one I want to write this information. So I have a center that is at negative 11 and negative 9. So again, my equation is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So in this case, it's x plus 11. Again, it's the opposite, right? Because I have minus, so I have negative h, so it's positive 11, right? Plus y plus 9 squared equals r squared. So it equals 4 squared, that is 16. Next one has a center, 0, 14. So it's x minus 0 squared plus y minus 14 squared equals 1 squared, that is 1, right? But now x minus 0, I can write it as x squared, as x squared plus y minus 14 squared equals 1. So now I have the area. So first of all, I need to find the uh, radius, right? As we know, the area of a circle is pi times r squared. So in this case, this equals 36 pi. So I just can divide by pi on both sides. So r squared is 36, and the square root. So r is positive 6, right? So again, x plus 11 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 6 squared, that is 36. The next one, again, I have the area, right? So it is 142 pi equals r squared pi, right? I can divide by pi on both sides, right? In this case, I know already. So I have r squared equals 142. I'm not taking the square root on both sides because remember that on the equation of the circle, you have equals to r squared. So r squared in this case is 142. And that's it. Okay. Again, remember that equation of the circle x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So I have r squared here, r squared here. So it's the same. Now again, my circumference. So 6 pi equals 2 pi r. I'm using this one because I want to find uh, the radius. So 2 pi on both sides. So that means that r equals 3. So I have x plus 9. Again, it's the opposite because I'm going to have x minus 9. So this becomes a positive plus y plus 16 squared equals the r squared, the radius squared, so it's equals to 9. Can I have 16 pi equals to 2 pi r, so 2 pi, so r equals 8. So x minus 6 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 64. Okay, so now I have the ends of the diameters. So these are the endpoints of the diameter. So I need to find here two things. First of all, I need to find the distance between those 2 points. I need to find the distance, right? So the distance is negative 13 minus negative 7 squared plus negative 4 minus negative 10 squared, the square root of that. So I have negative 13 plus 7 is negative 6 squared plus negative 4 plus negative 4 plus 10 is 6 squared. So I have 36 plus 36, so it's the square root of 72. I'm not going to simplify, and I'm going to show you later on why I'm not going to simplify. Right? Now, I'm going to find also the midpoint so I can find the center of the circle. Right? So the midpoint is negative 13 plus negative 7 divided by 2, and negative 4 plus negative 10 divided by 2. So I got negative 20 divided by 2, and negative 14 divided by 2. So this is negative 10 and negative 7. So this midpoint right here is my center of the circle. Right? So my equation is x minus, or x plus 10 squared plus y plus 7 squared equals the square root of 72 squared. And this is why I didn't simplify it, because now I can cancel that. Right at the end, it's going to be the same. Plus y plus 7 equals 72. Okay, again, I have the end of the diameter. So that means that I'm going to start by finding distance. Right, so negative 16 minus negative 2 squared plus 13 minus 11 squared. D equals negative 14 squared plus 2 squared. So this is 196 plus 4. So it's the square root of 200. Now the midpoint, or the center of the circle, is going to be in negative 16 plus negative 2 divided by 2, and 13 plus 11 divided by 2. So the center is going to be negative 18 divided by 2, 24 divided by 2, so it is negative 9, 12. Negative 9, 12, right? That's the center. So my equation is going to be x plus 9 squared plus y minus 12 squared equals 200, the square root of 200 squared, right? So the square root of 200 squared, so that means that it's x plus 9 squared plus y minus 12 squared equals 200. Now I have the center of the circle and I have a point on the circle. So that means that I need to find just the distance so I can find the radius. So here my radius is going to be, so 6 minus 0 squared plus 0 minus 7 squared. So I have 6 squared plus negative 7 squared. So it's 36 plus 49. So this is the square root of 85. So now because this x value is 0, you're going to have x squared plus y minus 7 squared equals this radius squared, so it's just 85. And that's it for this one. That's the next one. So you're going to have a center point of a circle. So that means that I'm going to start by finding the radius, right? So the radius equals 0 minus negative 1 squared plus 4 minus negative 4 squared. So I have 1 squared plus 8 squared. So I have 1 plus 65 plus 64, sorry, plus 64 equals this 65. Right? So I have x minus 0 is x squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 65. Equals 65, right? Because it is this square, right? If I square on both sides. So this is 65. So that's my area. And that's it for this lesson. May the Lord be with you.